Okay, let's dive into this. Beyonce, I mean, she just keeps rewriting the history books, doesn't she?
Absolutely.
Cowboy Carter totally swept the Grammys earlier this year, Album of the Year and Best Country Album.
Incredible wins. Really solidified its impact.
Exactly. So you'd naturally expect a tour following that kind of massive success to be, well, an immediate sellout.
That's the logical assumption, yeah.
Well, today we're going deep on the launch of the Cowboy Carter Tour. Specifically, that opening night, April 28th at SoFi Stadium in LA. Our mission, really, is to look past the headlines. We want to understand what's actually going on. Why are we hearing reports about maybe slower ticket sales, even after the album's triumph? And, what were those big moments from night one?
And we've got some material to work with here.
Yeah, we're using excerpts from a news piece that just came out yesterday, April 29th, 2025, so it's pretty fresh.
Okay, good. Because what's immediately striking, like you said, is that apparent contradiction.
Right.
You have an album hitting the absolute peak, critically commercial, Billboard #1, those huge Grammy wins. Normally, that translates directly into just, overwhelming tour demand.
Yeah, a frenzy.
Exactly. So this idea that ticket sales aren't quite matching that level of intensity, it definitely needs a closer look.
Totally, and especially when you think about her last tour, the Renaissance World Tour, that thing was a monster. Pulled in nearly $580 million.
Yeah, that's set an incredibly high bar, a phenomenon.
It really did. So when reports started popping up saying there were still like thousands of seats available on Ticketmaster just hours before the Cowboy Carter show kicked off, well, it makes you pause.
Yeah, sure. For an artist of her stature, that's unexpected.
Especially for a big 32-date run across the U.S. and Europe. It's a major tour.
So what are the potential reasons being floated? The article mentions some possibilities.
Yeah, it touches on a couple things. One is maybe really high resale prices, sort of scaring people off initially.
Okay, that makes sense. The secondary market effect.
And the other one mentioned is maybe some lingering public perception stuff related to Jay-Z's former business associations.
That's interesting. The resale price point. We see that across the board, right? Aggressive pricing on secondary sites can sometimes make fans hesitate on the primary market.
Like a waiting game.
Yeah, maybe playing chicken, hoping prices might drop eventually. It raises questions about, managing that whole dynamic between primary and secondary sales.
Definitely.
But the mention of public perception around Jay-Z, that's a bit more, unpredictable, isn't it? Do you really think an external factor like that could tangibly impact Beyoncé's actual ticket sales?
That's the big unknown, isn't it? It's so hard to measure the real impact of something like that. But okay, let's shift gears a bit from the business side to the actual show, the spectacle.
Right. What happened on stage?
The article really highlights the appearances by her daughters, which sounds pretty special. Blue Ivy, who's 13 now, joined her for America Has a Problem. I mean, at 13, she's really stepping into her own as a performer.
Wow, yeah. She's been doing bits here and there, but that sounds like a bigger moment.
It does. And then, this sounds really heartwarming, 7-year-old Rumi made her live performance debut.
No way. 7?
Yeah, during the song Protector. Apparently, she came out on stage with Beyoncé and Blue Ivy.
Oh, that's huge. Those kinds of moments, those intergenerational appearances, they really resonate with audiences, don't they?
Totally.
It kind of humanizes a superstar
Yeah.
like Beyoncé, gives fans a connection that's more personal.
For sure.
And for the people there, seeing Blue Ivy and Rumi on stage, those are the unforgettable, shareable moments. That's what drives the buzz beyond just the set list.
Exactly. And the article notes that fan pages were instantly lighting up with posts about it, so it clearly landed.
Yeah, you bet. So beyond those family moments, what about the music itself? The set list?
Right, the set list. It looks like a real masterclass in balancing the new Cowboy Carter stuff with the absolute classics everyone wants to hear.
A good mix then?
Seems like it. Strong showing from the new album, obviously. Tracks like American Requiem opening the show. That amazing cover of Blackbird, apparently, with a bit of America the Beautiful mixed in.
Oh, nice touch.
Yeah, the Oh Louisiana interlude. But then she also brought out the big guns, Freedom, Formation, Crazy in Love was in there later on.
That curation is so important, isn't it? Especially when you've just made a significant shift in sound, like she has with Cowboy Carter.
Right, moving into country territory.
Exactly. Your audience comes in with different expectations. Some are hyped for the new country-inspired material. Others are there for the anthems they've known for years.
Gotta please everyone somehow.
And it sounds like she did. Mentioning that medley Sweet Honey Buckin', Summer Renaissance, and Pure Honey, that seems like a really smart way to kind of bridge those different musical worlds, connect the Renaissance era to now.
Yeah, that makes sense. And just the sheer number of songs is impressive, looking at the list they reported. It's like a marathon.
Packed set list.
Totally. From American Requiem at the start all the way to Amen at the end, you've got Spaghetti, My House, Diva, then the more country stuff like her version of Jolene, Daddy Lessons.
What He Most Wanted, Texas Hold'em.
Right. Alligator Tears, Just for Fun, Protector, where Rumi came out, Flamenco, Desert Eagle, Riverdance, Two Hands to Second Heaven,
Yeah.
Bodyguard, Cuff It, Tyrant, Teak, Levi's Jeans, Daughter, I'm That Girl, Cozy, Alien Superstar.
Okay, she covered a lot of ground.
And still classics like Heated, Before I Let Go, and then finishing strong with 16 Carriages and Amen. It's a lot. It really shows the depth she's bringing to this tour.
It absolutely does. Choosing to showcase both the new explorations and the huge pot hits side by side like that, it really underlines her confidence, I think.
Confidence in the new stuff and the old.
Yeah, it's a powerful statement about her range, her ability to cross genres, but still deliver this massive, cohesive, electrifying show for, a really broad fan base.
Definitely. The article did have a little sidebar, just glancing at other entertainment news. Mentioned Juilliard going tuition-free, which is interesting.
Oh, yeah.
The sad news about Mike Peters passing away, a new Louis Theroux doc, just, the usual snapshot of what else is happening culturally.
Right, the wider world keeps turning.
But obviously our focus is squarely on Beyoncé and Cowboy Carter here.
And that wider context just reminds us that even someone as massive as Beyoncé exists within this busy ecosystem of news and audience attention.
True. So, okay, let's try and pull this together. The Cowboy Carter tour kicks off. You've got these really genuine, touching family moments on stage that fans clearly loved.
Big viral potential there.
Yeah, but at the same time, you have these whispers, these reports suggesting maybe the ticket sales, initially at least, weren't quite at the same explosive level as the Renaissance tour.
Despite the album being critically lauded and commercially huge.
Right, that's the core tension here.
Which leads us to a really interesting question for you, listening at home. Given Beyoncé's absolutely massive global fan base, the Grammys, everything, what other factors, maybe beyond just the resale prices or those past associations, could possibly be influencing these initial ticket sale reports? And maybe more importantly, how do you see the tour's momentum playing out now? As it moves across the US and into Europe, will it build up steam and reach that same fever pitch we saw last time? Or could this signal some kind of, subtle shift in how audiences are engaging with these huge stadium tours right now? Definitely something to mull over.